Hello, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Well, another live stream for our holiday season. Hopefully, you had a good Christmas. Very Merry Christmas to you. And hopefully, you'll have a healthy and happy new year yet to come in about, 3 days. So, tonight we're going to be talking about relationships, breakups, why you feel the way you do, what you can do to regain your balance and move on to bigger and better things and don't deviate from your duties, responsibilities, opportunities, whether it's your schooling, whether your job, or whatever it is that you need to take care of. And don't let this breakup or whatever emotional hardship you go through affect you in your daily life, in the path that you've chosen for your life and what you want to accomplish as you have set out to accomplish. We also as you know, we have over 3,000 videos on the YouTube channel talking about thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, talking about relationship breakups and how to regain your balance and the components of the brain involved in how you feel. And we also have about just shy of 700 videos on OCD and OCD subsets, intrusive thoughts, and HOCD and whatnot. So we go deep into understanding the components of the brain involved in this malfunction, whether it's the amygdala or basal ganglia in midbrain, or talking about the striatum, caudate nucleus, prefrontal cortex. We talk about why it is that ERP works, what is it that brain is looking for, and why is it that it's constantly looking for assurances. And as many assurances you give it, OCD or subsets of OCD don't go away, and the brain still comes back with it. We've discussed that in my most recent video, which is about, I think, 20 minutes. It's pretty involved and elaborate, and I think I recommend you guys watch it. It is simply called, let me see what it's called. I forgot what name I gave it. The last video, it's about 29 minutes and 29 seconds, and it is called Why ERP Works, Rewire Your Brain Out of HOCD. That includes OCD and OCD subsets, including HOCD or sexual orientation OCD. So now we're open to questions. If you guys have any question in regards to your relationship or thoughts and consciousness and fear and so on, desire and so on, or to do with OCD and OCD subsets, more than welcome to come up with a question, and I'll be happy to respond as best as I can. As you know, it's not a lecture, so therefore, unless I have a question, there would be no talk. I'll be drinking my tea and just eventually give up and go home. All right. So let's see if we have any questions here. Got many people have joined us, but we have, as usual, YouTube, TikTok, usually you guys are pretty good listeners and nobody has any question. Everybody's got their lives figured out pretty well. And I never get a question here. Once in a while, you guys are just watching and enjoying, perhaps, I hope. Otherwise, no questions from my TikTok friends. All right. All right. Let's see people on YouTube. Don't forget, we have a protocol, age, gender, where you're tuning in from, how old you are, what part of the country or what part of the world you're watching the program, and at the same time, what is your gender. So at least I have a little bit of an idea who you are, where you are, and how to address you and what age you are, so I could know how appropriate it is for you to be here or how I may properly address you when you have a question. Alec, John, Scott, and the rest of it I can't tell is here. And we have Selena here. We have Delina here. Oh, I've never heard of that one. It's interesting. And we have Tyler Dawn. I hope I didn't butcher your name. And who else we have? We have lots of people here, but no questions yet. There we go. We've got Swamia Telange, hi, female 19, India. Thank you for that. So Somya is from India, 19-year-old female. Somya, I got your question and I did respond in a way that, just letting you know, that needs an interaction response. But I remember, I think you said you have a best friend and you have feelings for, and you know that he has a girlfriend or he's married, and you wonder if you should say anything, approach him or not, and you wonder if that would ruin your friendship, and you think he's the best choice for you. Well, you're right, it will ruin your friendship. As soon as you express your emotions to someone who's already married, you're doing things that, although it might give you a little bit of a relief that you did say what you wanted to say to someone that you had a crush on, but it also makes you feel guilty that you're interfering in their lives. Because, as I understand it, you said he's married, right? Let's see what you said, right? Oh, he's not married. Oh, he's not married. He has a girlfriend. All right. If he has a girlfriend and they're not living together and you really like the guy, um, and you like to express your feelings towards him, I think if you do that, since you're a lady, and men are men, and many of us are pretty good gentlemen, and we value women's approach and all that. But at the same time, there's a little uncontrolled um, desire to take advantage if it is not properly presented. In other words, if a man has a girlfriend and you express your feelings directly, I don't suggest it, because then he would feel, if he's not gentleman enough, and I know you like him, so you might say, no, he is, but stop that. I'm trying to protect you here. Every man has, a certain kind of program that is for procreation. And when we see women, we lose all sight and intelligence. And we possibly, if we are not really trained well or have control on our emotions and manners and morals, we may end up, or some men may end up, um, get a big head. And that might not be a good start of a relationship. So he might feel the same way, that he can now, even though he's been a good friend to you, but there's an opportunity that he might think that, well, she likes me, I have a girlfriend, so maybe I can have her on the side. And you end up being disrespected and have created a situation that would make him to respect the disrespect, not that makes him, but puts him in a position of vulnerability. And men are not really that strong in front of women who express their genuine emotions, and they may take it a little bit wrong and end up taking advantage of you, as far as having a relationship on the side rather than cutting that relationship and clearly start a relationship with you and see where it goes. Most men keep their relationship and try to enjoy themselves with a new opportunity, since it was offered to them. So my suggestion to you is that continue being friend with him, and let him know, as ladies would let us know in their own good, proper way, that you have a certain interest, more than the interest that you guys had between each other, for each other, during the past many years, that you say he's your best friend. And then let him decide to approach you or offer you certain opportunity of getting closer, which then you would be in the very good position to say, well, I don't want to interfere in your relationship. If you feel that we may actually be some of value for each other in that relationship, I prefer not to feel bad about having interrupted your possibility with the girl that you're with. So I suggest to be fair to her and fair to me and fair to yourself. You decide what you want to do. If that relationship is better for you, then that should be it. If not, I prefer if you cut that one and then we will go on, not that we will just interfere with your relationship. And at the same time, I feel guilty that I am causing some kind of a hardship to another woman, which is not the right thing to do. That's not part of my intention. In that way, you have taken the high road. At the same time, you have received an offer from him, rather than sort of throwing yourself at him when he's not free. And I think that would be a better path to take. So make him realize that you're enjoying your time with him, and but don't spill your beans out, spill your heart out, and let him figure it out. If he can't figure it out, He's not into you the way you want him to be. Therefore, it's a good situation if you didn't tell him anything, because we really don't need to be hit on the head to figure it out. If there are some kind of a, you know, innuendos or some kind of a notion that a girl likes us, we're looking, we'll feel it. If he doesn't feel it, that means he's either feeling it but wants not to react because he values the relationship that he has, or if he doesn't feel it, that means he's not into you. He's not thinking in that tangent. So I hope that will help you out. So Samaya says, okay, so it's not the right time to confess. No, there's nothing to confess. That is your personal feeling, and the man is not free. Don't mess up his brain, or he's going to end up possibly use you by pretending that he's interested. And in that neck of the wood, in your country, these sort of informal relationships or sexual, which is going to end up to some sexual things, are pretty important. And it's not as perhaps open as it is here in the West. And you don't want to put yourself in that compromising position. So nothing to confess. And she says, but I can't see him with that girl. It doesn't matter. It's not your right to be jealous or whatever. He has made a decision. He's been your friend all along. He hasn't made a move. He hasn't created a situation. So you don't have a right to say, I can't see him with that girl. You can't see him. Well, too bad. Find another guy. You can't go middle with another guy's relationship. As I am so hard on the guys who hit on other friends or men's girlfriend. Um, it should be a mutual thing, and it should be cut off one relationship, then approach to see other possibilities. So you should be reasonable and imagine if you were with him and another girl would be hitting on him, would you like that? You wouldn't. So don't do what you don't want to be done onto you. And she says, I don't understand why he chose her. We really had a good understanding, and in college, everyone used to see us a couple. Maybe he also didn't want to ruin the friendship, or maybe he was very good friend with you, but another girl has penetrated into his brain and his mind, and he finds maybe a chemistry with her, a sensuality, sexuality, or maybe he would fear to offend you or to ruin this friendship by turning it into a relationship which would lead to sexual interactions, and if it didn't work he would feel awful. Maybe he has thought of it that way. Regardless, still, if you really that hung up on him, indirectly he will figure it out. But if he hasn't, that means he's decided for one reason or another, whether he's not interested or he feels it's jeopardizing your relationship. Let it be. You know, if they're happy, they're happy. Let him first end that relationship. He knows you're there. He's not dumb. If you feel that way, and if he's on the same tangent and the same frequency, he also would feel that you're there, and he would maybe say something. If he hasn't, be certain that he doesn't intend to for whatever reason, because men are not friend with women just to be friend. They want something. There is no guy in the world who is hanging around with a pretty girl and wants nothing, just wants to be friend. That's not happening with us. There is a hope there. That's why he's saying that. But if he hasn't approached that, then let it be. he doesn't worth your attention because you're there. He hasn't approached, and that means for whatever reason or calculation on his part, he's not into you, or he prefers not to be into you to save that friendship. And you say, can you tell me some signals which I can give without confessing, please? You being his friend and talking about your personal life, and he talk about his personal life, he damn well knows that you must be interested in him. And if he hasn't shown his interest to you, whether he is not or he doesn't want to lose the relationship. So respect that. Don't tell him what you just have in your heart. Morally is not right. At the same time, he's a man, he's no saint. He may end up using you and the friendship goes to hell, and you feel awful that you threw at yourself at someone who had the chance and never approached you, and you just, you know, then say, please take me. Don't do that. You will not like it. And there are other opportunities, other men, and some people may be friends, even though they may not really end up being together. And some people are not necessarily that close a friend, but they end up, becoming an item or a couple. Angelo is here. This is Helameron, 18 Male, California. Thank you for that. And Steiglitz and things with wings. Okay. Says good morning. Good morning. Don't you guys forget the protocol, age, gender, where you're tuning in from. I'd appreciate it. Let me look at our TikTok friends, see if anybody has ever sent a question here. Usually they don't. They're just listeners, but who knows? And let's say Vidal is here. I wonder, there's a message here, but let's find the first one. Vidal says, I have an interesting question. Why do we always feel like the person can do more and we stay waiting for that more, even we tell them why we still stay? And says, and the other person feels like it's doing a lot. I'll give you a specific example because, first of all, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from. I can see your little thumbnail and I can see you're a male, you're a man, but I don't know where you're coming from. So I can't tell anything about your cultural background. I can't tell anything about your age. And I also like to know your gender. And I'll get back to you in a flash. And let's see what else we have here. So while I'm waiting for Vidal to inform me of those, Vidal is Latino. Vidal, come on, Latino is it's a big area. Which country? Come on now. It's 34 from Latin America. All right. Vidal says, why do we always feel like the person can do more? What more do you want her to do? If she's kind to you, nice to you, she presents herself well to you, she's cooperative with you, she shows emotion and affection to you, she's intimate with you. And what is it? Because you haven't told me what she does that you think she's going to do more. If she does all these things and you still want more, well, something wrong with you as far as expectation. What do you expect so much? Well, she's doing what she can. Maybe you're a control freak and you want her to do everything the way you like it done, or just more because you have egoistic characteristics and you think the more she does, the more validated you become. Your validation is in her hands which it shouldn't be. Your validation should be in your own hands, and you should be a good man, kind man, attentive man, a gentleman to her. Maybe you're not doing enough or more, that she's not doing more and she's stopped to whatever she's doing. But I don't know what she does or she doesn't to call it if it's enough or not. However, generally speaking, why you say, why do we still hang around? Is because there's something called hope. Everybody wishes for more of something that they like, and even if they're not getting it, but they have done most of the work. She's there, you're in a relationship with her, so there is a best chance that you might get what you want, that what you're not getting with her, than cutting it and getting it with some other opportunities which doesn't even exist. You don't have another option to say, okay, I'm going to cut this relationship and then see if I can get more from this girl. The only girl in your life right now is her. So the only hope you have to get whatever it is that you want to get from her, and starting it all over to get to the point that you see you're getting enough of the new one or not, is not really feasible for you, or is not something that you can count on. So you'll take what's real, actuality, which is even not, she's not giving you enough, but she's the actuality, over a pie in the sky, which is pretty much the meaning of chances and hopes. And perhaps that would be something that I need more information in order to maybe analyze that and give you a little bit of a better answer to that. Okay, so some comments in this live were filtered to protect the community experience. So it's none of your business, community experience. Let us decide. What have you become? Our daddy, or what kind of a morality, or whatever it is that you guys constantly talk about, community guidelines and all that nonsense, which is none of your business. If it's not appropriate, I'll figure it out. I'll decide. As soon as some word is not exactly as their program, they cut somebody out. That's not good. And what else do we have here? Vidal says, I'm Venezuelan. Venezuela. You've got so many beautiful girls in Venezuela. I remember in university, Venezuelan girls were really, really qualified in every way. Very nice, very kind, very ladylike, very, just wife material. So, so you're in a good part of the world. Enjoy it. So let's see if we have any follow-up here. And you say, and the other person feels like she's doing a lot. Because you see, people's capacity and definition of doing this or doing that in a relationship is different. In her mind, she's doing as much as she could at this stage of the game. And sometimes they don't do more than you think due to your cultural habits and cultural norm, that she would perhaps wants you to have that question in your mind because she wants more of this relationship than you are given the stage that you're in. Maybe she wants to get married, and then she will offer more of what you're talking about, which I don't know really what it is. So it's all about the culture, and if she's getting enough to give you more of what it is that you want that she's not giving you, I don't know. But she's also protecting herself. And it's like you have a party and you're not going to bring the drinks and the dinner and the cake and the dessert all at once, because then the party is over, everybody wants to leave. Yeah. So you bring maybe drinks at the beginning, later, a little bit of a few hours later, dinner, and then a few hours later when everybody's enjoying some dessert, and then, I don't know, maybe some games you guys play. So that will be a full length of a party. Same thing. In a relationship, not everybody is going to just give you whatever you want right off the bat, just so that it will be all the whole package. Whatever I could give, I give you. Why? what qualifications have you presented for her to give you everything that you want? Or you just think because you want, she got to give you. Well, it's not going to happen. They also preserve whatever it is that they can offer for maybe, I don't know, depending on your culture, maybe a ring on her finger or something. Who knows? They're pretty smart. So don't underestimate the power of women. Vidal says because she just doesn't want. How do you know? See, change your what Vidal says, change yourself and stop doing something you normally hang on. There must be something else here. So let's say you want to take her to her job or send her flowers, but she doesn't want. So we need to change. We need to what? We need to change yourself, you mean ourselves, and stop doing something you normally like because she just doesn't want. Listen, I think you're copping out. You're a man. You shouldn't care if she wants you to take her to her job or wants you to send her flower. Do send the bloody flowers. Don't you like romance? Don't you like to take care of her? Don't you want to show your feelings? If you're just simply saying, "Oh, okay, you don't want it, I won't do it," but she's gonna say, "Look, yeah, I said I don't want it because I don't want you to spend your money because I care about you." That's when she's doing more, and you don't see it. She's doing more, but not wanting you to go out of your way to take her to work. So then she would feel you're going to keep it on her head, and she owes you something because you took her to the job, and she has to close her mouth and agree with everything you say because you did this favor. Or she wants to save money for you. She said, "No, no, it's okay. Don't send flour for me." But back of her mind, she said, you know how she feels if you send some flowers, some roses to her work? She feels proud. Her wings open up. She flies soar because other colleagues and other women or whatever, they say, oh, she's loved, she's wanted, and keeps her proud. You don't have to ask a woman, do you want me to send you a flower to your work? No. Go bloody buy the flower and have it delivered. Don't go there with a nice car and say, darling, I hope this brightens up your day. I'm thinking of you. Have a nice day. Looking forward to see you. I'll have dinner tonight. I'll make dinner tonight. We'll go something short, but something nice that she says, oh, I'm worth something. Then she may do a lot more than you ever thought just because you made her feel good. You don't take women's offer of, no, you don't have to do this seriously. It means, bloody hell, yeah, I'd like it. Do it. And then you will see you've taken a step extra mile, and then you'll see what happens. And he says, but she gets angry. Angry? He says, I did and got angry because I sent her to her work. I sent her to her work. Oh, the flowers? I, I don't know. Maybe you gotta send her something else, like I don't know, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. You maybe don't know what you should have sent because that's kind of not normal. If you send her a flower and she says not, I don't know why. Have you asked her why you get angry? Have you asked her why you get angry? Hey, that's not bad, You know what I did for tea tonight? I love tea. Herbal tea, black tea, green tea, jasmine tea. Tonight, I sliced some quince. Quince, the yellow fruit, which is kind of a little bit, not so much, a little bit sweet, not so much, and it's kind of chewy. I just sliced 5 or 6 thin slices and put hot water on it. The aroma is amazing, and it's wow. It's beautiful going down. Very different. All right. And then Vidal says, you see, because she says she likes private life. She likes private life. What is she doing with you then? Or she wants to hide herself? Don't tell me she wears a burqa or the chador, the Iranian stuff, or some, religious stuff that it's not really Iranian, it's the Islamic thing that they put their heads, it's their law in such countries. Because what do you mean private life? Nobody sees you guys together? If they do, and that's considered not private because everyone sees it. I don't know. There's so much I need to know before I can say something about it. Is she a looker? Like, is she taking care of herself? She's got a nice figure. She goes to the gym and she takes care of herself. Does she do somewhat of a makeup and dresses nice, or she goes to work hilly-billy or granola type of girl? I mean, I don't mean to disrespect her or yourself. I'm just saying it the way I see it. So maybe that is her style. Um, I don't know. There's so much I don't know. Says like relationship in private life. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Well, you can always, if you wish, you can always go to my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. Mind that seeks truth.com. You can make an appointment for a one-on-one consultation on Skype, and we'll discuss what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype, depending on what it is, whatever it may be. Relationship, breakup, OCD subsets, thoughts, consciousness, life in general, we do that. And Vidal says she's Armenian. Yeah, that doesn't tell me much. Armenians are usually, westernized, and she's not necessarily following a certain kind of a scarf or a head cover or whatnot. And depends on if she takes care of herself, if she cares about her presentation and how she dresses to go to work, what kind of a work it is. These are all things that I don't know, so I can't assume and say something which, So you're welcome to go on my site and make an appointment, and I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you on Skype. Let me take a look at the YouTube friends. Armin is here. Says, hello, Miron. No, not Miron. Armin, you're in trouble. First of all, let me see. It says, my name is Armin. I'm 23 from Florida. All right. So you are about 3:22 in the morning there. What are you doing up so late? Well, it's Friday night, I guess. So I was engaged to my girlfriend and we broke it off. Then I found out she got engaged again 2 months later. Is that normal? No, it's not normal. She's been going out with this guy or knowing this guy long before she decided to break up with you. So good riddance. That kind of a girl, you don't want to have anything to do with it. If a girl doesn't have enough courtesy or class or assertiveness or honesty to simply discuss problems in the relationship or break off the relationship and then start another relationship. When a girl suddenly breaks up and 2 months later she's engaged, being engaged with someone, unless she's desperate or somebody just came up with some kind of a situation that she couldn't refuse, no girl is going to get engaged in 2 months unless some special circumstances, which I don't think in these day and age any circumstances that special. So that means she's been seeing this guy for a while, or at least know this guy. And the way it looks like that she suggested to break it off. No? Am I mistaken? Like she came up with the idea that she wants to break up the engagement. And first of all, lucky you. 23 years old you are. You've got no business wanting to get married, no business to get engaged. That was too early. You hardly know who the hell you are yourself, let alone know what kind of a woman you want to be as your wife. What experience do you have? Nothing. So as you grow older, like at least when you're 28 years old, you have many experiences in life, in general life, including relationships and jobs and challenges and so on. You've tasted the challenges and opportunities in life. Now you get to know through those challenges and opportunities, you get to know a little bit more about yourself. And now that you know more about yourself, then you can kind of know what kind of a woman you want to be your partner in your life. At age 23, you hardly know who you are. And suddenly you know this girl is the right girl for you on what basis. And I bet you she's also somewhere between 20 and 23. And she hardly knows who she is. And then gets engaged with you. Well, that's not right to begin with. And then she gets engaged with somebody else. That's totally uh, a lucky on your part that it didn't work out. Because a woman who actually is so wishy-washy like this, or so quickly can make important decisions like that, 2 months, even if she just broke up with you and got to know the guy the next day, 2 months to get engaged. In 2 months, you get to know someone's consciousness. You know, love happens in a conscious level. What you guys feel about love, it's not love, it's lust. You see each other's body and whatever it is, or she's pretty, or you got money, or whatever it is that you're good looking and she's into you, you're into her. This is lust. Once you get to know each other and bond on conscious level, the values, the continuity of caring about each other, unselfishness, and how you treat each other, and compatibility, and all that, the love begins to show itself through time and how you interact with each other. And then that is something that you could say in a year or so that you love each other. Before that, without knowing each other's consciousness, it's just lust. So obviously, I don't know how long you guys were together. Again, you haven't said that. I don't think that that would have been anything good for you. So it's amazing that you lucked out. Somebody's watching out for you. So go on to bigger and better things. Finish your schooling if you haven't, or if you have finished it and you've got a job, advance your job, make money, and take care of yourself. Go to the gym and be fit, be patient, learn about yourself, and have a clear consciousness, and learn a thing or two about your own psyche, how what it makes you tick, success in your life, and achieve the goals that you set out to achieve. Then you'll have many options because you've made yourself to be somebody, and girls like somebody who has made something out of themselves. 23-year-old boy, um, and they be similar age, there's no time for you to think about marriage. So go count your stars. And Armin says we mutually agreed to end it. She texted me once to get back together, but I denied. Then she got engaged again. Well, if you denied, why you worry about if she's engaged or not? Let her be and do whatever she wants, because you didn't want her anyhow, so it's all good. And she's 22. Well, I don't care how old she is, 20, 21, 22. The fact that you're 23, you've got no business in getting engaged with anyone. You can't get engaged just because your dick is up. That's not a way of really honoring yourself or making the right choice, or honoring her to be able to provide for her, to know something about life. So getting engaged at age 23, it just means that, you were just horny, nothing else really. So move on, no big deal, and it's all good. Armin says we're together for 10 months. Yeah, 10 months at that age seems like she makes you feel, oh, I'm a man because I've been 10 months and life is this, and that's what the meaning of marriage is. And at that age, everything is novel and new. You're going to stick together for 10 months. That's easy. But when you're a little bit older and you've had different experiences, your expectations, standards are higher, and not so easily you're satisfied that this is the right one because you expect a lot more and she expects a lot more. So that was a good experience for you, but definitely you shouldn't have gotten engaged. And the time showed you that was a wrong decision because look, you guys both decided to break it off. So why don't you wait for a year or two before you get engaged? At least a year and a half. You got engaged and then decided to that it's not working out. Well, first see if it works out or not. Then, at least a year, year and a half. And Armin says, "Thank you. It's my you're welcome." Alexander Orid is here. Says, "Hello, Mehran. Long time no see. How are you? Thank you very much, Alexander. Don't forget, remind me of your age, gender, and I know your gender. I know it's you. And where you're tuning in from. Is it the UK or is it Canada? Or is it Ireland? All right. And Angela Green says, I want to send you a question on your website, but I was curious if there was a limit for how long the question can be because I want to add a lot of detail about my issue. Look, the questions on the website is not for a laundry list of things because then the longer the question is, the longer I would answer it. And that would turn into a good deal for you because the questions on the website is $25. And this channel needs support, but uh, the registration for one-on-one consultation could involve as long of a question as it could be because there's either half an hour or there is 1 hour or there are packages that is longer and you pay more money for that. So I'm prepared to spend that kind of time. But for a question that's supposed to be a limited question, like maybe, I don't know, a paragraph or two, but if it's longer than that, then that means I spend a lot more to analyze that and I spend a lot more to respond to that through a voice recording that I will email it to you. So voice recording could be anywhere between 3-4 minutes to 8 or 10 minutes, depending on what kind of a question it is. So to be fair for my business and to be fair for my time, if you need lots of back and forth or detail, make an appointment for a Skype consultation. For all new clients, if you get half an hour, I'll give you 15 minutes extra. And if you get 1 hour for the first time, I'll give you 1.5 hours. So we won't have to rush and we get to know the detail and we'll spend lots of time on interactive discussions on what's concerning you. Otherwise, if it's a couple of paragraphs, that's okay. It's not a problem. And Vidal says, don't you take Skype calls? Yeah, I do. Once we finish the live stream, I'm usually up because of the difference in time between here, Vancouver, and Australia, and Hong Kong, and the UK, and other parts in Europe. So sometimes I stay up till about 2, 3, or 4 o'clock in the morning, depending on my clients. So we will probably finish within maybe next half an hour or so, and it would be like by 1:30 my time, which in Venezuela, I don't know. Let's see what time is in Venezuela. Time in Venezuela. It's 4:30 a.m. Ooh, you're also 3 hours ahead. Yeah, 4 hours. You're 4 hours ahead. Well, okay, it's up to you. In about an hour, you can make an appointment on Skype I mean, on my site, and they'll come to me, and then um, you send your Skype address, and we'll connect, and then we'll talk. But I prefer to be before 2 a.m. my time, so we'll have enough time, and I wouldn't sleep too late. I always sleep late, and that's not good. So I'm trying to. Oh, you live in Belgium, so you're what, 8 hours ahead? So that means at 8 o'clock in the morning, you're awake already. It's 9:34. All right, then you can call me as soon as we finish. You can go on my site, choose 1 hour registration, and then you'll have an hour and a half. And we'll chat about it. So let's see. And thank you guys for your kind remarks about quite valuable advice for boys who haven't become men yet. Okay. As well as for men. Okay. Very good. Thank you for that. And Vidal says, I'll be very brief and will take only 30 minutes. First, okay. Then make an appointment for 30 minutes on Skype, and I'll still give you another 15 minutes, 45 minutes. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, says I could make it Saturday since it's not available in the site. What, Saturday is not available? Every day is available. Every day, my time. First of all, you don't need to set the time when you make an appointment with me. Just set any time that is available. Then when we get on Skype, I text you when I get your Skype ID, and we'll coordinate the proper time for both of us, because the system really doesn't know how many other appointments I have, when, who, how, who called, who didn't. It just thinks as it was registered. It doesn't keep count. So just any time is okay, but that time is not the time we're going to meet. We will discuss it on Skype text, and then we'll set it exact. We'll agree to an exact time and date. It doesn't matter if the weekend is not available on the site. You can choose any time or any date, and we'll set it up for the weekend or any day that works for both of us. That I have time and you have time. It's not a problem, because pretty much I work 7 days a week. However, by 5:30 every day, Vancouver time, I'm out to see my mother at the care center. She's 92, and every day I don't miss it. She's waiting for me, and she hardly recognizes me sometimes who I am, but I know who she is, so I'm there. So from 12 noon my time to 4 o'clock my time, and then from 8 o'clock my time, 8 p.m., to 2 a.m. my time, I'm available. So we can make that arrangement depending on your availability in mind with any new clients or any clients. Well, that's what we do. So let's see if you have anything on TikTok, friends. TikTok friends are usually good listeners. They don't have any problems in their lives, so they don't need to talk about it. Vidal says, thank you very much, sir. You're quite welcome. Oh, you're on YouTube, Vidal, right? Unless it's the same, similar pronunciation, no? Maybe two different people. We have a Vidal on TikTok, and we have a Vidal, different spelling, on YouTube. I don't know if it's the same person or not, but either way, thank you for being here, and you're quite welcome if you are happy with the answers you got. All right. No, we have no questions on TikTok. And looks like we have answered all the questions on YouTube. And it's been almost an hour, 2 minutes short of an hour. So I think it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here and giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to our next live stream. In the meantime, be good to yourself and to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com, making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon. I didn't see any questions from you, Dimitris. So perhaps next time. I don't have any question from you, Dimitris. So that's why. Yeah, I don't see any question here. I'll talk to you then later. Okay, bye, guys.